it's lovely to see you.
Hello.
We're in the final.
Absolutely.
Can you believe it?
Yes, I can, because I got a phone call telling me to be at work on Sunday.
Did you expect these three that we've got here?
Do you know what I did? Like some kind of soothsayer of music, I kind of worked out that it would be these three. That's not entirely true, actually. I thought maybe one of either Bo Bruce or Toby Sebastian would make it through. They went out in the semi-final on Sunday, and I thought one of them might make it through because they both had a similar kind of more polished sound to our three remaining acts. They were kind of like really sort of polished singer-songwriters, but people didn't want that. It was a public vote on Sunday, and we're down to Hit Parade, the Scarlet Harlots, and Tommy Riley.
Do you think it was a little bit of her attitude that kicked her out?
No doubt. I think the T4 audience on a Sunday is probably, there's a lot of girls who watch T4. I think statistics show, that's not me doing a survey of my own. And yeah, I think because she's quite a spiky person, that might have worked against her. But at the same time, that's her, and good on her for sticking up for herself with her and Lauren's female sparring, which ran and ran and ran. But they both believed what they said.
They Scarlet Harlots, I like the way they look. They're a good
Cool-looking band.
Cool-looking band.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to stand them in good stead? But they have the songs, obviously, as well.
Definitely. I'd say being a music star is, you know, it's a lot to do with the music for sure, but there's a massive portion that is how you look, and they do dress cool. And, yeah, I think it'll work in their favour. I think people will just go, wow, you are at the cutting edge of music because of the way you look.
Going back to kind of what the attitude kind of problem, and you obviously saw bits that we didn't get to see. Who threw the most tantrums? Who was a bit of a diva?
Do you know, I'd really love to dish dirt for you with a big wooden spoon right now, but sadly they've all been really lovely. I mean, it's an exciting experience for them because we take them on tour around the country and they all get to know each other. I'd say, I mean, if I had to say someone who perhaps didn't involve themselves with the rest of the bands, which is exactly how they are and how they come across on screen, was the Scarlet Harlots. They sort of, they made a point of just going, yeah, it's all right. That's an attempted Birmingham accent there. They sort of just did their own thing and really sort of stuck to their guns, and it's put them in good stead. They're in the final. But yeah, they were kind of the loners, as in they went off and did their own thing.
But there were some funny things that happened. Cause I can't remember which band it was. There was somebody who came on and took like an hour to set up or something.
Yeah.
Was there anyone like that you were just like, oh my god, get it together?
I mean, a real treat for me. And I stand by him being like a very interesting person who we might hear from again. There was a guy called Sly T who'd written a song which featured my ex-co-presenter, Alexa Chung. And it was the way he performed it, just these eyes, he was sort of looking there going, and it was a song called You're Fitter Than Alexa Chung, and he was, as though he was singing to a girl going, you know, you're fitter than Alexa Chung and I quite like you, but I just remember Lauren the phone going, do I need to get a restraining order between you and Alexa? But yeah, Sly T, I'd love to see him again. It was just an immensely weird performance.
If he's picked another star now, like maybe, I don't know, Makita.
Yeah, could be, or I mean, who knows? Maybe Sarah Beanie. She's quite hot. I like her. Different
arena
demographic.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay too. We like houses. Who are you tipping? Who are you putting your money on?
Tommy Riley. I think Tommy's going to do it. I think because of the way he is and his demeanour and his innocence and his sort of, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Oh no, I've got through to the final. Oh, give me a call. You got a phone, don't you? Turn it on. I think he'll do it. I'd like to see him do it as well. I mean, both Hit Parade and Tommy are Glasgow based, and I think the Scots get very passionate about their acts when they're on TV. I remember everyone thinking, over to the X Factor, Ridian was going to do it, and then Leon Jackson, who arguably had less talent than Ridian, just because Scotland got behind him, because they're both from Scotland, maybe they'll split the vote. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's going to be one of those two. I think the Scarlets are great, don't get me wrong, but I think probably just because their music isn't quite as accessible, perhaps, as Hit Parade and Tommy's, they won't go through and win it.
You mentioned the X Factor. What separates this show from the X Factor? Because you've got judges, you've got a presenter, you've got acts. Okay, they play music, but what's so different about it?
I think our show is it's about people who write music. It's not a singing competition as much as it's about the creative process of writing a song, a 3.5 minute legendary anthem, and putting it out there and hoping that people like it. And it's got a respect for music as opposed to just singing. I mean, don't get me wrong, X Factor's brilliant, and I was fixated with the last series. It's like a sort of a reality soap that plays out on a Saturday night, and I loved it. But no, this is a completely different kind of show because it's about the writing process as well as the singing.
So are you a fan of the book?
I am, yeah. I mean, I think Hallelujah was, both a great song to pick because it's an amazing song, and a dangerous song to pick because obviously Jeff Buckley, has a special place in people's hearts. Even though obviously Leonard Cohen did it first, but as a cover, yeah. I mean, she's good. She's definitely of the ones in the final the one I'd have picked to win. I did like Diane throughout the series, but then she started singing like weirdly. Like she started off like and she was quite kooky, and then I think someone went up the kook, and she went okay and started singing like the singer from the Cranberries, and it's just was she Irish last week? But so I think she lost it towards the end, but early on she was my favourite.
Envy and Other Sins, they won this show in a kind of a previous incarnation. Haven't done so much, but maybe we're going to see more from them. Do you think the winners of this could go on to massive things? Or?
Yeah, I think there's a huge difference between the first series and this series, mainly because last series, and this isn't anyway supposed to sound disrespectful to Envy and Other Sins, because they're still signed to Universal, they're still working on their second album, but as with any show, the first series is a tryout for everyone, and we were kind of scuppered a little bit towards the end because it was right in the middle of the big phone scandal, and therefore people weren't allowed to call. You couldn't have phone votes, so all the voting was done online. And so the final two bands, it was really down to who had previously done the most work on developing an internet fan base, because you had to vote online. So they just had to drive their fans onto the website to vote. And Envy and Other Sins had spent a lot more time doing that over the years than Revenue, who were the other people in the final. And so it was almost walking into the final. It was like, well, they're going to win. And they did. And I just think by having the phone vote this year, I think it's going to be a lot more based on what the public want and who the public want to see win. And therefore, in theory, they should end up selling the records because the public have actually voted for them as opposed to their already fans.
More importantly, have you got your VIP pass sorted for Blur's concert?
Do you know what? He hasn't been very forthcoming with that. I had a right pop at him the other day. I'm like, Alex James, why am I reading in my news bulletin in the morning that Blur have reformed when I see you every week? I mean, like, I am a vessel. Fill me with Blur knowledge, so I could be the one who breaks the story.
So did he keep it a secret from you as well?
Yes, he kept it a secret. I reckon Damon's probably gone, oi, don't tell anyone I'm breaking this news. But I just couldn't believe it. I was like, you talk to me about bloody cheese from dawn till dusk every day, and I keep going, yeah, no, I know you got cheese. Yeah, little wallop, the goat's cheese. How do I know? You told me last week. But what about Blur? No, not a cheese called Blur. Your band, Blur. So no, I didn't know beforehand. But if I don't get vipped for that, then I'll just have to buy a ticket.
What if, because we've had loads of reunions, what if it's a bit mediocre?
It can't be mediocre because it's Blur. I mean, we have had a lot of reunions. I mean, I'm still fingers crossed for Shampoo to get back together. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. I'd love to hear that. But no, I mean, I think with a band like Blur, I mean, they've got so many songs. And for me, it's that heady Britpop summer of '95 and the big country house roll with it battle. And I mean, there's a lot of nostalgia for me. So unless they've all forgotten how to play the songs. It's just going to be a great journey down memory lane. I think it does make me feel old, though.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, because you think of how old you were when it came out the first time. Anyway.
I know. I was, 95? Oh, 16. It was the best age. That was the best age for music. And I mean, you know, it's great to have them back because there isn't really a huge movement like there was back then. Sort of a kind of national musical identity that was Britpop. And it was a really special time in music in this country. And there isn't that anymore. So why not try and relive nostalgia and relive the glory days until something grips the nation in the same way music did then, and sort of great British bands.
Segue now. Britpop Brits. Who are you tipping?
Oh, do you know what? I don't even know who's nominated. I imagine... What did I see? Scouting for Girls, they've been nominated. Yeah. You don't know either. Oh, good.
I know the big ones. Duffy,
right.
Adele.
Okay.
That's what you need to know.
Oh, do you know, are you giving me Duffy and Adele? I'll take Duffy. I think she'll probably win. That's all I've got. I haven't looked at the nominations. I mean, the Brits, it's good, entertaining TV. Any big event is, but I don't know that it's ever been a real sort of, odds-on understanding. What's a litmus test for what is actually the best music out there.
Something else big that's coming up very soon.
Don't even tell me. I know what you're going to say.
Valentine's Day.
Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble. W.
Yeah, obviously.
F, the Royal Rumble.
Exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah, the Royal Rumble.
I'm really into that.
Sunday morning, it's on live on Sky. Can't wait. Who are you tipping? I'm tipping The Undertaker.
The other guy, yeah.
Adele.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
That's my favourite.
Right.
Valentine's Day.
Yes, it is.
You a big romantic?
No.
Bringing out the candles?
No. Valentine's Day. What would I do on Valentine's? What have I done previously? I'm actually, I'm quite good at the start of a relationship. And I've got a girlfriend, and it's not been that long. So, in theory, I'm going to do very well on Valentine's Day. But I'm totally into the unique gift. Did it sound like I was going to get some there? I'm going to do quite well on Valentine's Day. Yeah, sweet. I didn't mean it like that. I've probably talked myself out of it now. But I think the unique gift's brilliant. It's like, of course, chocolates, flowers, all that. It's like, But I think if you can sort of ears open people and you just listen out, and when they say something, when your partner says something, and you kind of go, oh, that's interesting, and then you do that, because my girlfriend shares a name with a little known comic book character, and she showed me online. She was like, she's the only person who's got the same name as me and the same spelling of the name as well, and she showed me it, and so I eBayed it and mail ordered the comic, and now I've just got to find a way of blowing up this page of a comic so that it's the character that she shares the name with, and I'm going to frame it, and that's my Valentine's Day.
You've kind of given it all away, but hopefully this won't go out.
Just bleep comic and eBay.
That is such a sweet gift. That's lovely.
Well, this is what I'm talking about. I think you've got to do something that is totally not easy, something that requires a little bit of effort.
Imagination. I like it.
What are you doing?
I haven't.
You haven't decided yet. Well, you're a girl, though, so
it's more
you get to somehow, over the years that our species, men, and your species, women, have shared this planet, you've managed to be the recipients of most special occasions more than us.
Did you get lots of Valentine's cards when you were younger, when you were at school?
No, I was a complete geek at school, and do you know what, I was thinking about this today. I've become quite obsessed with filth recently. I just, in a really odd way, anything that someone says, if I can turn it into a sexual innuendo, I will. And it's happening this morning on my breakfast show, and my newsreader, this girl went, and I've got some big hits, and I went, and then yesterday she was reading about some semi-final, and she shortened it to semi. I found it hilarious, right? Not clever stuff, really immature stuff. And this morning, it was 6:20 in the morning, and I went, it's 6:20. And the thing is, I think it's because, to answer your question, I spent a lot of time as a kid, not having a girlfriend in any way, shape or form. Like, I was 18 when I got my first girlfriend, because up until then I was into tabletop wargaming. I was the only kid to carry a briefcase at school. I went bird watching with my gran on weekends, and consequently, none of these are attractive qualities to girls. So I think because I sort of bottled it all up and went, don't like girls, not interested in kissing, now, you know, nearly 30, it's pouring out of me.
Wow.
Sorry.
Well, it bodes well for your girlfriend. It just means, you know, she's going to have a really good time.
Oh, no, it doesn't. I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I'm not very good at that either.
And finally, on your kind of whole movie career side of things.
Movie career, that makes it sound like I might be in movies as opposed to just interviewing movie stars, but I like it. I like the way that said. That sounded good. Yeah, that's right.
You've had some good people on your show. Who else in the wish list that you have?
Bruce Campbell, the guy who's in the Evil Dead movies. I really want to do him. Burt Reynolds is a legend. I've interviewed him once already in LA, and we got on really well. And he was like, "So what's your name?" And I'm like, "It's Alex Zane." And he's like, "Alex Zane, okay. I'm gonna remember you. You're a cool guy." Because I just literally went, "But I love you." And I met him the following night with a friend in another bar, and I was like, "That's Burt Reynolds," and I actually know him. He knows me. Let me go over and I'll prove to you. And they're like, "Shut up! You don't know Burt Reynolds." I went, "Watch this." And I went over and I went, "Burt, hello, we met yesterday." He went, "That's right, Alan Zone." But he did remember me, which is more important than whether he got my name Alex Zane or Alan Zone.
Close. It was the same letters at least.
I've been billed as Alan Zone before.
It's not a bad name.
It's not a bad name. It's not a great name. It's not a bad name.
As Alex Zane, but...
No.
Okay, so Burt Reynolds on there.
Burt Reynolds, Robert Downey Jr. I think the new Sherlock Holmes is going to be really interesting with him and Jude Law, Guy Ritchie. That's going to be good. I think I like the man because he's the comeback kid. He's like, you know, to have gone to the edge and then to just sort of walk back and be such a huge star now and so charismatic and not damaged and not like, you know, reeling off in interviews about, you know, his life in rehab and having to recover and stuff, which you can often hear from people who've gone that far and then they become quite vocal about how tough it was. And he's not. He's just a really charming, fun, upbeat guy. So I really like him. Keanu Reeves, I think, is awesome. I'd like to do him. I mean... Have
you met him, though?
Keanu Reeves?
I've heard some bad things.
I've heard interesting things. I think you've got to put yourself on his level, I imagine, which is just like, you know, he's never going to live down. Whoa. That's Keanu Reeves. So, yeah, I mean, they're just a few. Who else? Benicio del Toro, I'd like to do. Will Ferrell. Paul Rudd. Did Sean William Scott recently for Role Models. He's my man crush. If I was to go gay for a celebrity male, it would be Sean William Scott.
Why?
I don't know. I can't explain it. He's like the polar opposite of me. He's a bit of a jock, big guy, muscular, works out, short hair. I realised it a long time ago, and then when I met him, I was going to tell him, and then at the last minute I just went, I don't see where it'd go. I don't know how funny it would be. There's two of us here in a room. He'd go, right, and I'd go, I thought you should know, and he'd go, what did you expect was going to happen? But in the middle of the interview, when I was chatting to him, it was so weird. Like, we were talking about Dude, Where's My Car, his old movie, and I was sort of going, oh yeah, Dude, Where's My Car? You know, I really like it. There's a huge sort of cult following for a movie that some people said was a bit naff. And he was like, yeah, and starts talking, and then just goes, do you like to party? And I went, yeah. And then he went, because you see in that movie, it's great to have a few beers beforehand. And I was like, oh, right, okay, about the movie. I see. Because I thought you were asking if I wanted to go out and party. Oh, that was a bit awkward. Because I genuinely, because I had this thing inside me going, I really fancy you. And then when someone just out of the blue, it was the way he said, do you like to party? I was like, yeah. Turns out he didn't want to party with me.